Hello and welcome to Glorious Miniatures on the 26th of February 2023. We've got a Sunday preview. The Kharadron Overlords and Regiments of Renown offer their services. Ooh, this is tempting. Hold on to your valuables. The Kharadron Overlords are preparing to plunder the mortal realms. Mercenary Regiments of Renown are on the lookout for opportunities to ply their trade, and the Daughters of Cain are fighting their way into the gnarlwood. While you're doing that, do make sure you've liked, followed, subscribed, and let's just get stuck into it. Okay, the battle-tome Kharadron Overlords. The sky fleets of the Kharadron Overlords have weighed anchor and are jetting across the skies of the mortal realms in pursuit of profit. No source of ether gold will be safe from these enterprising Duardin thanks to updated war scrolls, pitched battle profiles, and new Path to Glory rules. For the mightiest of mercantile magnates, Battletome Kharadron Overlords will also be available in a limited edition featuring gilt page edges, gold foil blocking, a red ribbon page marker, and soft touch cover. It's limited to just 500 copies, so get stuck in while you can. New book, updated battle time, that's always a good time. And we've also got down here the code right. All Kharadron operate within the constraints of a baffling and labyrinthine living document known only as the Kharadron Code. Fleets frequently head to battle with a code right aboard, as this brainy Duardin can navigate the ocean of precedents and footnotes, twisting sacred legislation to give his admiral an advantage. Alright, so he is carrying all of the books, all of the rules, some shouty, I don't know what those things are, things on him, exo armor, all that kind of fun stuff. Pretty sweet mini. Kharadron Overlords aren't really for me except the battleships themselves. However, a new miniature is always a good time. And what else do we have here? We have the Kharadron Overlords Vanguard box set coming out. Muster your own fleet with this Vanguard box. Packed with the airborne Duardin, you get a formidable Arcanaut Admiral, a 10-man Arcanaut company, 3 Endrin riggers, and that can alternatively be built as spear-toting Skywardens, and an Arcanaut frigate to ferry your foot sloggers into battle, guns blazing and engines steaming. Now, I do believe... No, I was just about to say I do believe I have one of these frigates somewhere. I don't think I do. I have some Kharadron Overlords knocking around. However, finally they are getting the Vanguard treatment, as you can see right here. And that will definitely be, I assume this is going to be pretty good value for money as the scheme of things go. But we'll just have to wait and see. What else we got? We got the War Scroll cards, Kharadron Overlords. Ensure you have all your War Scrolls at hand when you need them in battle with this pack of 17 reference cards for the Kharadron Overlords, alongside 2 token boards which will help you keep your abilities in check. Okie dokie, that's good stuff, followed by some Kharadron Overlords dice set. That's sort of orange and gold. Not quite Imperial Fist, yellow and gold. I believe that's orange. Anyway, Kharadron Overlords make their own luck on the battlefield, but a fine set of brassy orange dice with black ink may help tip the scales ever so slightly in your favour, and the Kharadron Overlords symbol on each 6 face can't hurt. Well, that is very true. They do indeed have their armoured beards, etc. Very important stuff to keep those things armoured. I guess they're pretty snazzy looking dice. Who will be getting them? What do we have here? We have Regiments of Renown. Norgrim's Rune Throng. I did not say that word incorrectly. That would be in a completely different shop, potentially. Regiments of Renown are bringing mercenaries back to the Age of Sigmar, giving you a new way of adding powerful and thematic new units to your armies. Norgrim's Rune Throng are an exiled band of dispossessed Duardin on the hunt for valuable rune lore. These stout dogs of war will happily lend an objective capturing hand to any order general willing to help them in their quest. Okay, so is this an old group of... We've got 21 miniatures in here. Now, I can't really remember my dwarf box sets. What have we got in? Are those gunners at the back and sort of choppy chop ones at the front? Hand-to-hand combat style ones at the front? Interesting. Followed by the Coven of Thrix. Magister Thrix learned how to harness the essence of demons into his endless spells, and ever since the agents of Tzeentch have been seeking to snuff out his peculiar talent. Why? Only the Changer of the Ways can say. Chaos Generals who can offer shelter from Arcanite assassins will be able to recruit this expert spellcaster, exploiting his unique knowledge of endless spells in battle. So we got some pink horrors. We got our endless spells as well, if the Tzeentch is your jam. And you've got that Magister as well. So that is also quite interesting. Get some endless spells, demons, and a magister. I wonder what price these will be. I wonder if anyone knows. What else do we have here? We have Virmord's Shamblers. Corrosive smoke billowing on the wind heralds the arrival of Vermord's corpse guard. This talented necromancer is an expert in breaking through the magic seals that guard the mortal realm's crypts, resurrecting deadwalker zombies who he protects with his own thaumaturgical wards. He's eager to accept the patronage of any death warlord who'll take him. Okay, so we've got 21 miniatures here. We've got the corpse cart, as you can see. We got the zombies up here as well. And do we have a necromancer himself? I assume we got a necromancer there somewhere. Anyway, the 21 miniatures. Oh, he's actually driving the cart, of course he is. Okay, so you're getting a couple of, seem to be getting a couple of units on these things. I don't know how good this is when it comes to Age of Sigmar, but only time will tell, I guess. And then we can move on down to Hargak's Pit Beasts. Okay. Pro tip for aspiring pitmasters. Never leave your former master alive. A young upstart overthrew Hargax, and now he travels the realms in search of vicious monsters he can beat into submission. Any Chaos General willing to help him add to his monstrous menagerie and take back his position overseeing the pit of shattered spines will find Hargax and his 2 mutant pets to be a terrifying trio of fighters. Now, out of these, I have one of these miniatures, and there are a couple of others. That cat sphinx, I don't know, whatever it is, and there's another sort of ogre of some variety. I already got one of these, so this box set's probably not going to be too tempting for me. I'll probably try and get that cat thing on its own. Truth be told. However, it seems like well, I guess when it comes down to price, that will really tell us if it's a good deal or not. What else do we have here? We have Elthwyn's Thorns. Elthwyn's soul pod growth was tainted by the maddening energies of flesh-eating ghouls, and as a result, this band of Sylvaneth now struggle to hear the soothing tones of the spirit song. The Arch-Revenant fights back against this curse daily, darting around the battlefield on behalf of her Order employers with Gossamed Archer allies by her side. So, yeah, I'm not familiar with the Sylvaneth at all, so I'm assuming this is a couple of 2 squads of 3 miniatures or whatever. The Archer ally things, and what were the other ones? I've forgotten. We got 6 miniatures in this set. It is another Regiment of Renown, apparently. Followed up by Big Grix Cruel Shots. 7 miniatures here. We have Oryx, who love to prove their might over the many monsters that inhabit the mortal realms. Though very few do it with quite as much panache as Grick and his vagabond Cruel Shots. With vile, venom-encrusted bolts, these cunning killers will happily skewer any problem they're pointed at, as long as they're paid by a destruction warlord. Warhammer Community will host free rules for all 5 of these Regiments of Renown next week, or you can get a physical copy in the next issue of White Dwarf. So pay your attention for that. If you're going to get any of these, either get the White Dwarf or indeed via Warhammer Community. We'll be getting all rules for these. Yeah, Cruel Boys never really appealed to me. A couple of the characters did, but that was about it, really. I've still never painted any, so maybe in the future we'll get around to painting some up. But also we've got Grisel's Aranai. The gladiators of Kharadon have descended on the gnarlwood to shed blood in the name of their murderous god and hone their deadly skills. Led by Grisel the Slaughterer, this lightning-fast warband is made up of exceptional acrobats who favour speed over defence, slashing and dashing their way through their foes as they inspire each other to more extraordinary acts of carnage. Okay, so we got these 5 miniatures, as you can see, coming up for sale next week. We did see them a while ago. Was it LVO or before? I can't even remember right now. My brain is suggesting LVO, but as I said, these miniatures are going to be available. Potentially, they could even be taken into 40k as nice conversions, either for sort of Necromunda or something, or Chaos Warbands. I don't know. Let's have a look. We've got Beastbound Assault Rivals deck. The forests of Gur are packed with critters large and small, and warbands who can harness these deadly denizens find themselves at an advantage when fighting in the gnarlwood. Simply pop open the Beastbound Assault Rivals deck to find out what a little bit of animal magic can do for your favoured warband, or mix the cards with your existing decks to unlock new combos in Nemesis and Relic formats. Okay, so that's some more cards for the game. Scrolling down, we got some books by the looks of it. In the Black Library, The Arcanauts Oath. Drecky Flint is a Kharadron Overlords, set apart from his kin. For one, he's a little taller, but he's also a little more adventurous. And along with the crew of the Aceling, he's carved out quite the name for himself. His infamy comes back to haunt him in Guy Haley's The Argonaut's Oath, on the roguish Duardin and his crew get wrapped up in a terrifying conspiracy, which you can soon read about in paperback format. We've also got here the Black-Eyed Saint. The smoke-shrouded mining town of Calignius is gripped by a mysterious epidemic, and the one girl to flee its bounds speaks of terrible powers at play. The heroes Runar Skoldoffel and Tiberius Grimm launch an expedition into the Bloodrock Peaks, but what they find will be more sinister than either of them can imagine. The resting places, even when the most stalwart warrior's blood would run cold in the face of horrors that haunt the worlds of Warhammer, get a hefty dose of shock and gore with the resting places, a Warhammer horror anthology that collects all 11 Horror Week e-shorts from 2021 and 2022 in one place, alongside 2 new stories by Richard Strachan and J.H. Archer. 15 hours here. Life is treacherous for the Astra Militarum troopers. After a few weeks of training and transport to the battlefield, few guardsmen are expected to live long. But a mere 15 hours is truly brutal savage. Find out just how barbarous war in the 41st millennium can be in the audiobook version of Mitchell Scanlon's 15 Hours. Okay. Ebook for us if we want it. We got some more Warhammer stuff. Anything? Some old codexes by the look of it. Some Lord of the Rings, some White Dwarfs, Lord of the Rings, all that sort of stuff. Lovely jubbly. Now let's scroll to the top. Okay, so we have got some more Kharadron Overlord stuff coming out, or vanguards. We got a Kharadron Overlord code person. I've completely forgotten the character of it. Anyway, and we've also got some Regiments of Renown coming. Now, as soon as I heard Regiments of Renown, before even seeing the pictures, I had my hopes up. But personally, for me, the Regiments of Renown, I always think of like the Dogs of War, Braganza's Besiegers, Bronzino's Galloper Guns, Long Drong's Slayer Pirates, Lepel's Leopard Company, Lumpin Krupp's Fighting Cocks, Marksman of Miragliano, etc., etc., etc. All of these sorts of ones. These are all kind of individual model, not individual models, but they're all, you didn't really see them elsewhere in Warhammer. They were sort of specifically made for this thing on the whole. And whereas these Regiments of Renown are just basically a couple of old kits smushed into one box and reboxed up and sold on. So, like, personally for me, it's a big no. If they were the old Regiments of Renown, that would be an entirely different story. However, it could be a good way to, I don't know, get a couple of these miniatures if you wanted them, if you're missing them potentially. Who's keen on them? Do tell me. I would be very keen to know if there is much interest in them at all. And that's all I got to say, really, folks. If you've already checked down below and made sure that you have subscribed, that is a great thing. Also, if you've liked, especially liked within the first kind of 24 hours of this video going live, that would be an amazing thing. I am going to try and put out a couple of videos a week. It is what it is at the moment. Still looking for a house. And that's all I got to say. Thank you so much, folks. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.